Mr. Chairman, firstly, let me begin by saying that the government of Jamaica thanks and commends the CRFM for its contribution to building the capacity of both the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and our stakeholders, such as fishers and non-governmental organizations supporting fisher organizations. This support has mainly been through training at institutions such as the International Oceans Institute based in Canada, the United Nations University Fisheries Training Program based in Iceland, and the Gulf and Caribbean Fisheries Professional Development Program based at the University of Florida. There have also been other support activities through the Steward Fish Project and activities supported by the government of Japan. Mr. Chairman, the fisheries sector in Jamaica represents a key renewable natural resource and provides a source of livelihood for thousands of Jamaicans, as well as a source of export earnings for our country. Illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, therefore, has the potential of resulting in overexploitation and the eventual collapse of important fisheries, thereby exacerbating poverty and threatening the livelihood of some of the most vulnerable citizens of our country. Mr. Chairman, the scourge of poaching, especially by foreign fishers from regional countries, has cost Jamaica billions of dollars in lost earnings and has prevented thousands of Jamaicans from accessing gainful employment. A lot of these illegal fishing, Mr. Chairman, I have to be very blunt, they are namely from Honduras, Nicaragua, and the Dominican Republic. As it relates to queen conch fishing, it is estimated that over the last 20 years, Jamaica has lost at least close to $300 million due to foreign IUU fishing. This figure, Mr. Chairman, is a conservative estimate of illegal foreign motor fishing vessels caught in Jamaican waters and an extrapolation of the estimated average rate of poaching. IUU fishing by foreign poachers has also been identified as the major cause of the decline of our queen conch population on the Pedro Bank, leading to the closure of the fishery for 2 years, from February 1, 2019 to March 31st, 2021. The closure of the queen conch fishery possibly resulted in annual losses of approximately $6 million in direct export earnings and loss of jobs for some 5,500 Jamaicans. The multiplier effect resulting from the loss of jobs and export earnings may be as much as $20 million during the 2-year period. In addition, loss of the annual levy of approximately $64 million that is collected pursuant to the Conch Levy Act. This loss has negatively impacted ongoing projects being funded by the Conch Levy, valued in excess of 100 million Jamaican dollars. Mr. Chairman, there are also signs of serious problems with our reef and reef-associated finfish, spiny lobster, and sea cucumber resources. Our spiny lobsters are heavily targeted by foreign poachers. Spiny lobsters constitute another important export resource for Jamaica, earning some $6 million annually and directly employing about 4,000 Jamaicans. Another critical dimension of the problem is the harvesting of juvenile and pregnant fish. Such practice significantly reduces the population's ability to replenish itself. Estimates based on an analysis of the catch of spiny lobsters from illegal foreign fishing vessels apprehended indicate that buried spiny lobsters constitute an average of 10% of their catch. If these eggs were allowed to hatch, spiny lobster valued approximately $2.5 billion within 3 to 4 years of birth would be available to the Jamaican spiny lobster fishery. We have also found that species such as sea cucumbers that were considered unutilized or underutilized have been impacted by illegal fishing for some time. So, Chairman, while it has been widely documented and accepted that IUU fishing negatively impacts fish stocks and ecosystems, there's a growing concern regarding its broad socio-environmental and transnational criminal dimensions. These transcend not only direct fishing, but fishing-related practices in which illegal and illicit activities such as human and drug trafficking, money laundering, tax evasion, among others, are surreptitiously carried out under the guise of legitimate fishing operations. In that regard, we welcome the Copenhagen Declaration, as well as the Blue Justice Initiative that was launched by the Norwegian government in 2019, which provide a non-binding international framework for cooperation among states to prevent, combat, and eradicate transnational organized crime in the global fishing industry. It is, however, prudent that in addressing IUU fishing, each country starts with developing and implementing sound governance and fisheries management practices, inclusive of appropriate monitoring, control, and surveillance arrangements. Jamaica is committed to ensuring that its laws, rules, and regulations applicable to fisheries are adhered to through enforcement of our Fisheries Act and regulations to include control of access to the 200 nautical miles exclusive economic zone of Jamaica. Information sharing and data sharing with regional neighbors is, however, essential for an effective vessel monitoring system program. Mr. Chairman, there is no simple, single, or short-term solution to IUU fishing, as it is not just an issue for the fisheries sector. Successful responses will therefore require holistic and integrated policies linked to the drivers for IUU fishing, independent action by states, bilateral action, particularly by adjacent states, and multilateral action, and greater commitment to and implementation of internationally recognized benchmarks for fisheries management and, of course, the MCS arrangement. At the regional level, we will employ a comprehensive strategy of advocacy and diplomacy through the Caribbean Regional Fisheries Mechanism, CRFM, and the FAO West Central Atlantic Fisheries Commission to strengthen regional cooperation to prevent, deter, and eliminate IUU fishing, as well as existing mechanisms to curtail the trade of illegally caught fish and fish products. The ultimate objective of the advocacy and diplomacy will be to achieve meaningful collaboration and cooperation amongst fish-producing countries, between producing countries and importing countries, and between fish-producing countries and the flag state of foreign poachers. Against this background, I have signed the International Declaration on Transnational Organized Crime in the Global Fishing Industry. And this is here, I present it to you, duly signed by me as Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.